On April 1st, 2022, Reddit once again opened up the r/place, a community. Okay, I'm not going to do the accent anymore. I'm not an internet historian. A community art piece wherein by Reddit users could go to a massive pixel grid canvas and change the color of a single pixel every few minutes. The first time this happened was back in 2017, however it didn't make its reappearance until 2022. So when it was unveiled on March 28th, communities from all over Reddit started getting organized to create art relating to their common interests. And many of them got very complex and very detailed. So on April 1st, when the floodgates opened, communities got to work. This past year, Ukraine had a very large presence supported by most of the international community. Well, the people who still had access to Reddit, that is. In fact, many countries had large banners. Many games did as well. Canada had some difficulty with the complexity and size of their design. And in the middle of all of this was the small community of r/Foxhole. For those who might be new around here, Foxhole is a top-down MMO RTS. The idea is that two factions, made up from players around the world, duke it out across this single world map for weeks at a time, until one side claims enough towns, at which point they declare victory, and the map is reset during a cooldown period. In this time, players work together not only to fight with World War I and World War II style tanks and weapons, but actually going through the process of manufacturing and shipping all of those war materials to the front. Needless to say, people who play Foxhole are an extremely dedicated, organized, and at times salty entity.
The enemy!
So with all that said, r/place pops up, and the Foxhole Quick Reaction Force, QRF, immediately gets to work. Having already pre-planned a design, and actually establishing their base before most communities were anywhere near completed theirs. Importantly, r/Foxhole chose a limited area of operations to ensure its defense was manageable. Once all the blank space had been claimed, some communities started going on the offensive. Early threats to r/Foxhole were detected, but ended up being nothing more than bluff attacks. No one wanted to take on Foxhole, not yet. In fact, many alliances between communities were starting to form to protect each other's artworks and borders. Foxhole notably formed alliances with Baby Metal to their southwest, and Arsenal to the north, even creating a joint border region known as Arsehole. These alliances would prove invaluable when the first real threat appeared. Enter Wall Street Bets, the force renowned for humiliating Wall Street during the Great GameStonk Wars. The apes were declaring all-out war on Foxhole and its southwestern allies, with their logo design cutting right into the heart of Foxhole's map with their diamond. However, early Discord lookouts sounded the alarm, and the Foxhole QRF was assembled. During the attack, Baby Metal took the worst, and suffered massive casualties. However, Foxhole, in addition to defending its own borders, was hell-bent on keeping their allies afloat, repairing the Baby Metal logo as much as they could in the heat of battle. Just when Baby Metal was considering falling back to a different sector of r/place, a lightning counterattack, supported by many of the regional powers including Lithuania, destroyed the face of the apes, and their offensive broke down. It was a costly victory, but through it all, Foxhole and their allies stood firm, and everlasting friendships were born that day. The Wall Street Bets community of over 11 million readers had gone toe-to-toe with, quote, that map game, numbering a mere 40,000 soldiers or so, and suffered defeat. In the end, Wall Street Bets' advanced autism was no match for the organized autism of r/Foxhole. Foxhole had weathered its first storm against Wall Street Bets, but on the horizon was an even greater threat. Day 2. More map expansions for r/place are added in. Foxhole expands to the southern regions, creating a new secondary icon, and forming the greatest of alliances with the most precious of musical instruments, hurdy-gurdy. We swore that day to defend hurdy-gurdy at all costs, but a new threat emerged on the horizon. XQC, one of Twitch's largest streamers. With an army of 200,000 at his instant command, he could unleash a void of purple across r/place, destroying and consuming any artwork in its path.
Dude, look at Foxhole. It's a kind of small game in terms of size and player base. Look how insane the art is.
I have no idea what that even is.
It's a game, it's a game.
He had set his sights on Foxhole, and or anything that was behind us. I'm not entirely sure what he was targeting. Anyways, he then unleashed the Purple Void. It cut right across Great Britain, absolutely destroying its majesty. Foxhole was next. The attack was heavy. Losses were high.
Nope.
However, the Foxholers stood their ground. Although purple rained across the map, eventually the green and the blue won out. Round 1 would go to Foxhole. Later, on day 3, while the Foxholers were distracted with the enlarging of the southern artwork, the map was left exposed, and XQC made his move. Within mere seconds, a black void devoured the entire map. Blue, green, it didn't matter. It had all been consumed by the void. The map had been deleted. But Foxholers are not one to give up easily. They rallied around the original design and started reconstruction. Within 20 minutes of the attack, the artwork had been restored. The map was back on r/place. And despite its earlier defeat, the r/Foxhole map had re-emerged. After 3 days of battle, after 3 days of defense and attack, it was over. The white light shone across r/place, and everything had been wiped. Through it all stood Foxhole. From beginning to end, the Foxhole map made it all the way through. One of the smaller, fringe communities had seen their artwork through the toughest of challenges. It was an accomplishment for the ages. r/Foxhole had made their mark, and as well, they had also made a shitload of memes, and some of them were pretty damn good. And thus concludes the story of r/place, and r/Foxhole's place within r/place. A testament to tryhardness. Alright, well, that was a different video than I'm used to producing, but I figured I wanted to unleash my inner internet historian for once. Let me know how I did in the comments below. And like, share, and subscribe. It really helps with the videos. And as always, good luck, keep your heads down, and stay in your foxholes. Bear out. Holy shit!
The Warden Empire when you... They tried.
Holy shit!
The Warden Empire when you use a fucking jeep for 20 seconds.